being a sweet little baby? Huh? Or being a little bitty baby?
Catch my breath now. After I cough for a good bit, it's tough. Still.
We ready?
Mm-hmm. Welcome back to the channel. It has been a hot minute. Sorry, my dog's running around my house over there. Hey, Mickey. All right, it's been a hot minute, guys. We are back. Thank the good Lord we are back. My goodness, it has been a ride, I promise you that. So we're gonna just roll with it. My dog decided to be a little banshee right quick. I don't know why. So, yeah, man, it's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. So, just to catch y'all up on everything, as you can read probably the title, if you didn't know, now you know. It's been a ride for your boy here, and I just want to talk about my experience with COVID. As you know, I caught COVID. I got COVID. Tell you about how it happened, my opinions on COVID, my opinions on that B word. They're probably gonna flag that if I say it, and then they'll probably shadow ban me because that's how they do nowadays. I'm gonna go in on this deal. I'm gonna really go in. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel about it, how I've felt about it ever since. It still hasn't changed, and hopefully I can help some of you guys out there if you end up in this situation, and give you a little bit of insight that I think is not out there right now, to be honest with you. So you're gonna hear the whole, I guess you would call this a testimony, because this is what that is. You know, I'm literally sitting here in front of y'all. I'm not 100% right now, as you can tell. Throughout this video, I'm gonna take a few deep breaths, catch my breath, because it's still kind of tough for me to breathe. You know, I had double pneumonia. So we're just gonna jump right in. I had, I guess you'd say, just a few little symptoms here and there. I had like kind of a stuffy nose. Now keep in mind, this was like over a month ago. I've been dealing with this for over a month. And so anyway, I just kind of things started out, had stuffy nose, runny nose, a little bit of just like a sinus infection kind of stuff. And then it was like low-grade fever. Oh, okay. Body aches, body chills. Your legs were just aching really, really bad. When I was sleeping at night, it was just aching really, really bad. So the next day I went and got tested. Boom, bop. Congrats, you got COVID along with the other 14 billion people in the whole world. Anyway, so yeah, we're positive. Me and my wife got positive. We were positive for COVID. I said, oh, okay, we're gonna be fine. We'll be all right. So anyway, Victoria, she ended up having like pink eye, which that is a symptom of it. Somehow, a little rare symptom, but she didn't have any symptoms at all. She never had a headache, never had sinuses, never had anything. Meanwhile, I'm over here with 102 fever. About 3 days passed. I had a fever for those 3 or 4 days. About 4 days I had a fever, 102 fever. Body aches, chills, couldn't sleep at night, diarrhea. I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad. Okay, so this is where the story kind of changes. This is where it shifts, okay? This is where I'm not even gonna say my opinions are based. These are like honestly fact-based. These are facts. Google them, whatever that is, whatever them are facts. But this is when the tide turned for me. I went to urgent care. I did all that. They gave me a Z-Pack, so they gave me antibiotics, and I started taking antibiotics. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna help me with pneumonia, you know. And I was doing everything I could do to try to get well. Fever broke on a Tuesday. Started feeling a little bit better. I mean, I don't have a fever, I'm feeling a little bit better. Hey, maybe we're turning the corner. Okay, so then I started coughing, and getting a little bit short of breath, but not like really bad. On a Thursday, I went to sleep that night. I woke up in the middle of the night about 3 o'clock, gasping for air, and I was literally just laying on the floor, like moaning to my wife, like, take me to the hospital, take me to the hospital. And then I finally caught my breath, and I was like, okay. Friday morning, I got up, I checked my pulse oximeter, okay? I probably got it in my pocket. Didn't even stage that, because I just rock with it all the time now. Bop! Okay, so I checked this. This is a pulse oximeter, and this is going to be your friend if you get COVID, okay? And I had bought one. I'm going to throw Walmart underneath the bus. I bought a Walmart brand one. I brought it home on a Wednesday. Now, this might be the reason why I was in such bad shape. I bought one of these from Walmart, literally put the batteries in it, put it on there. It read one time. I took my finger back out, and it never worked again. Broken. That was on a Wednesday. So then on Thursday evening, I went and got this one from Walgreens. Checked it, finally, low 90s. Okay, it was like 90, 91. It's low. So they tell you if it ever drops into the 80s, that's when you need to go to the emergency room and go get checked out. So anyway, I woke up that morning. It was in the 80s. It was low. So I texted my buddy. We went to the emergency room. Long story short, they admitted me on a Friday. I had bilateral pneumonia, which is double pneumonia. It was bad. It was really bad. It was very, very scary. My buddy Wes is a nurse at the hospital I was at, and he came in checking on me, and he said, yeah, you got double pneumonia. He said it's not like terrible, but it's bad. I was like, oh my God. You talking about a wake-up call. Like, dude, I'm 31 years old. This isn't like, I never expected any of this. Like, really? What? Respiratory therapist come in. She came in. She said, you have double pneumonia. We're not looking at I hate even saying this word because it's terrifying. We're not looking at a ventilator right now, but we're going to put you on high flow oxygen. So, long story short, I stayed in the hospital for 4.5 days. I stayed on high flow oxygen. They put me on regular oxygen. And then they brought it down, and that's what they told me. They said, if we can get you weaned down off of this, then we can get you out of here. I said, okay, that's what I want to do. Get me out of here. Because I'm scared, you know. This is a scary deal. Long story short, they released me from the hospital. My oxygen levels were like mid-90s on oxygen. They released me from the hospital. I came home with a oxygen machine and a concentrator. And they gave me 2 tanks to roll around with oxygen, which that's normal what they do when you get discharged from the hospital if you're not 100%, which people with COVID are normally not. So I still have oxygen a month later. I still sleep with oxygen. During the day, I'm not using oxygen. I actually went fishing this morning, man. I actually got out there. I feel like I'm like 80% right now. I'm still kind of turning around. But I feel better and better every day. The good Lord has blessed me. This right here will truly change your mind about life. I mean, it really will. What are you doing over, Millie?
Yo, hang on. I gotta get the puppy.
Come here. Y'all say hey to Millie. Are you gonna calm down? Come here.
It's so scary.
Yeah, this whole experience, that's the timeline of events for me. That's what's happened. Really will change your mindset on life. It'll change everything. I'm just telling you. If you're in the hospital and you don't know what the future is going to hold, like it's really, I'm telling you, it's scary, and it'll make you appreciate just sitting here at your kitchen table. It'll make you appreciate literally looking outside. Like, I'm not playing. Every fishing trip now that I go, I've went 3 times. It's just different for me. So count your blessings. That's my biggest advice, you know, for getting COVID or any sickness for that matter. I'm not even COVID. Like, keep in mind, there's people out there with cancer. There's people out there with, I mean, we got Aaron Martins. He's got, you know, a cancer, and there's a lot of people that are hurting and a lot of pain and a lot of health issues and things going on that dude, we take things for granted every day. It's like, I told myself while I was in the hospital bed, I was like, I'm not done yet. I'm not done here. Like, I've got to go fish. Somebody's got to catch them. They ain't gonna catch themselves. And I wasn't gonna catch them sitting there, so I had to get out of there. That's my story on COVID. That was a month ago. I got released from the hospital like 25 days ago. Okay, I would say that. 28 days ago, whatever you want to call it. Almost a month ago. I still have shortness of breath. It's been really, really rough. I mean, like really bad. I lost 15 pounds. I know some of y'all are going to comment, dang, DC, you looking thin. Duh, I lost 15 pounds. Trying to gain all that weight back, trying to get back physically fit to go fishing because we got St. Clair coming up. It's been really, really tough. A lot of things that people do not understand or people don't see happen when you get this deal. The nights are really tough. Can't breathe at night. Oxygen levels go down, which is natural because you're resting and your breathing slows down, so my oxygen levels go down. That's why I still wear oxygen at night. I'm gonna probably get off of that this coming weekend, hopefully, good Lord willing. But a lot of things happen that people don't really see. Oxygen levels, they don't see you sitting here coughing all day. They don't see you know, you're sitting here doing albuterol and nebulizer breathing treatments. This is called a incentive spirometer. Okay, I've been doing this for a month now, and it's where you breathe in and try to get to a certain gauge, and just to expand my lungs, I've got to do this every single day. In the mornings, I got to get up. I got to take a lot of deep breaths, try to expand my lungs, get my breathing started for the day. If I don't do that, it's really tough for me to breathe. I'm not 100% healed. When your lungs are hurt like this, it's like you breaking your ankle. It's like you breaking your foot. So Brett broke his foot.
Still got problems with it.
He still is not 100%. You're probably still cautious on that side of that foot, ain't you?
Heard it yesterday trying to move.
100%.
Yeah.
When that happened? 3 months ago?
Yeah, North Carolina.
Okay.
Heavy hitters.
Your lungs are basically like a bone that's broken, okay? They are very, very slow healing, which I did not know this. I've never had a sickness like that. And they're a muscle. Keep in mind, they're a muscle. If you get COVID or if you get pneumonia, you have to work them out. The only way that you're going to get better is this is not something you sleep off. You have to get up. You got to get active. You got to take deep breaths. You got to expand your lungs, get them stronger. You got to cough. You got to clear your lungs out. This is a tough deal. It's real. It's 100% real. And there's people that are in bad shape from it. Right now, in Alabama for that matter, actually all over the country, it's getting worse and worse. So I said I wasn't going to go into politics in this video, but I have to say one little comment about politics. This is the section of this video that's going to be nitty gritty, okay? I'm going to tell you guys exactly how I feel. This is real. If you agree, thank you so much. If you don't, thank you so much. I'm entitled to my opinion, so are you. So that's the way I feel. If you want to comment below some snarky little message, you're free to do that. This is a free country. That's why we live in America. So this is how I feel. I'm very neutral on a lot of things, but I have to say this. Politics should not be interjoined or linked in conjunction with your health decisions. I do not believe that, and it should never be that way. You need to talk to your doctor, you need to talk to someone, and whatever you believe that you should have enter your body or not, that's on you. That's your opinion. That's 100%. That's how I feel. Politics have played way too much into COVID-19. 100% fact. It has been weaponized. It has been used for advantages. There has been money made off of this, and I really don't agree on a lot of it at all. And what's bad about it, there's people dying, there's families being broken up, and there's a lot of things that are really bad that you don't get to see. So I couldn't bring anybody in the hospital with me. You know, good Lord, I got out of there. The good Lord helped me get out of there. But there's a lot of people that go in there, they don't see nobody the whole time, and they die in there with no one. No one. I don't agree on that. I think there's ways to fix that or ways around it, but there's a lot of liability there. There's a lot of liability on a lot of people. That's a different subject. I'm going on a tangent. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say there's a lot of politics in healthcare, and it needs to step away. That's my opinion on it. Because I probably would have made a lot different decisions if it wasn't that way. Also, if you catch COVID, okay, I'm going to tell you some tips and some advice that the TV, the media, and everyone is not going to tell you. Okay, and it blows my mind that this is not out there. What is disappointing about COVID-19 or this virus is there is not a universal way to deal with this. There's really not. There's not a universal way. There's not a set message that's out there. Name the last time you turned on the news and said, if you get COVID, do this, 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 and this. There's not been one. There's not a streamlined communication because you got one side saying this, one side saying this. Here is what I've learned in my experience. You go to one urgent care, they prescribe you a Z-Pack. You go to another urgent care, they give you albuterol, which is a breathing treatment. They don't give you nothing else. You go to another urgent care, they don't give you anything. You go to another urgent care in a different state, they ask you if you want an antibody infusion. And I'm like, why is there not a streamlined procedure for people that come in for this to truly help them? I didn't get nothing. They gave me a Z-Pack, that's it. For viral pneumonia, it's to protect you from bacterial pneumonia. I'm not a doctor, but like that Z-Pack never helped me, not one bit. Anyway, I don't understand why there's not a streamlined way of communication. Okay, so if you catch COVID, we're going to go, I'm going to move along with that. If you catch COVID, here is what I have went through, and here's what I have seen that will probably help you. Number one, before you catch COVID, eat healthy. Exercise, get your body strong. Number one, don't smoke. Don't vape, don't do none of that stuff because all it's going to do is hurt your lungs. Okay, if we're actually talking about health and being scared and being worried, don't eat 5 cheeseburgers a week. Don't go smoke. If you want to drink a cold beer, whatever you want to do, that's fine. That's on you. But like, if we're really concerned about our health, let's actually be concerned about our health. That's procedures before. If you get diagnosed with COVID, here's my opinion. I did not have this. No one told me this, which is unbelievable. I've seen, and there are a lot of studies, an antibody infusion, okay? This is not DC's opinion. Go Google it. There's going to be people in the comments that are like, you're not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, but I know stats and I know facts, and I've said this. If you catch COVID, the first thing you should do is if you get symptoms, go get tested. Go get tested. Do not just be somebody that says, I'll be all right. No, you probably won't. You might, but go get tested. As soon as you get tested, you need to be looking for an antibody infusion somehow, some way. Talk to your doctor, whatever they want you to do, but that is what I wish I could have got before this. It probably would have kept me out of the hospital, 100% fact. But if you have the opportunity to get that. Go get you a pulse oximeter. And they prescribed me with albuterol with a nebulizer, and they actually gave me an inhaler also. But I think the biggest tip if you catch COVID is, number one, do not take it lightly because it can turn bad in 2 days. Literally, I set up double pneumonia in 2 days. And I wasn't being a wussy about it. I was like, man, this sucks. I'm going to push through it. It's pretty bad. I did not want to go to the hospital. But it got to the point where it's like, dude, I need to go. Do not wait too long, okay? If you have breathing troubles, this right here is going to tell you. This right here will let you know your oxygen saturation. I've checked that every day. I didn't know how important that was. Without oxygen, we can't live. Anyway, long story short, Don't take it lightly. If you feel bad, go get tested. If you test positive, do the precautionary deals. Talk to your doctor. Ask them. They're not going to just say, hey, let me do this. Ask them about the antibody. If you ask them, it's like, hey, what do I need to be doing? Should I be laying prone at night? There's so many things that I've learned that nobody knew, that nobody knows. Okay, if laying prone, so basically laying prone is laying on your stomach. It helps expand your lungs. Why isn't this on the TV to help people at home dealing with this stuff? No clue. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It's not on TV, guys. They're not telling you everything that you want to know. Like, I'm not here to tell you everything you want to know, but I'm going to go in and tell you guys the truth of how my experience was. I'm not telling you to go and lay prone on your stomach if you get COVID. I'm not telling you to go I'm not a doctor, but I did this stuff and it helped me, my experience, okay? I'm not telling you to go out and get a nebulizer. I'm not telling you to go freak out and worry about all this stuff. I'm just telling you my experience of what I went through. I had to sleep prone pretty many nights to help me breathe, okay? What I'm basically saying is research this stuff. The news is not going to tell you exactly how to get over this. They're not going to tell you to prevent it. They're not going to. I don't understand why they're not. I don't understand that. When you go in the hospital, it's like a whole new world. They're like, okay, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that, you need to be doing this. And I'm like, why ain't nobody told me this? I could have been doing this 3 days ago and maybe preventing myself from being in here. But here I am. Don't pay attention to the news. Don't pay attention, like they're not going to tell you the 100% truth. Do your own research if you have to. Go talk to your doctor. Go figure this deal out. You're going to have to on your own. If it were me and I could rewind, I would have did a lot of things different. I would have been way more cautious, I guess you would say. I would have taken a lot more serious. I'm not really going to go into vaccines. I could talk about vaccines and all that. I'm an advocate for the vaccine, and maybe a year ago I wouldn't. I don't really know. I mean, everything's new. All this stuff is very new to everybody. Okay, we don't really know a lot about it. I would probably tell you this: look at your health. Look at your health. Your health, not mine. Don't look at my case. Don't base it off me. I'm not here to tell you to do anything. I'm going to stay. This is how I feel about it. Look at your health, talk to your doctor, and go that path. I'm not going to play the media. I'm not going to play politics. I'm not going to advocate for this. I'm advocating that you make your decision. If you want to get vaccinated, go do it. I'm all for it. I'm all for everybody being healthy. If you don't, I'm not going to chastise you if you don't. That is your God-given right to get it or not. I will tell you this. Talk to your doctor. Do your research. Make a decision based off of your life. That's where I see it. That's how I feel like it should be. I do advocate for it now. Now I do. So, but that's my COVID experience. And if you catch it, hopefully some of this will help you. Go get you one of these, and be sure if you get sick really bad, go get some help. Don't lay up at my house. Don't lay up at your house eating Cheetos like, oh, I'm going to get better. This is not the flu. It's a lot worse than the flu. So that's my COVID story. Thank you, Lord, I'm still here. It has been a ride. I'm going to overcome this, hopefully, good Lord willing. You never know. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. But I will leave you these few words. Count your blessings every day. Do not take things for granted. The good Lord put us here. Tomorrow may be your last day. You may end up with COVID. You may end up, I don't really know. I'm just telling you this. Count your blessings, because if you're faced with something that I went through that's very, very scary, life-threatening, I mean, dang, we all go through things in life. It's not an unfortunate circumstance. I try to learn from it and get stronger and better. So, thank y'all for tuning in. I think I would go fishing, but it's 98 degrees right now. We're going to St. Clair next. I cannot wait. Be the last tournament of the year. I gotta get back strong. I gotta get these lungs back going so I can reel in them big small jaws. We'll see y'all.